Okay, this is a Christmas story for all the little warriors out there. I wanted to read some Christmas stories for my little warrior and thought you might want to share them with yours. So I have on my Grinch shirt as we prepare for the holiday. This story is called The Legend of the Poinsettia, and it's by Tomie DePaola. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. And you've seen this Christmas flower around, the poinsettia. Okay, let's share this story. Lucita lived in a small village high up in the mountains of Mexico with her mama, her papa, and her younger brother and sister, Paco and Lupe. Papa worked in the fields with their burro, Pepito. Every evening, Lucita fed Pepito, gave him fresh water, and filled his stall with clean straw. So here is Lucita and Pepito. At home, Lucita helped Mama clean their casita, their little house, and pat out the tortillas for their meals. She took care of Paco and Lupe, and each evening they went to the shrine of the Virgin of Guadalupe near the front gate to see if fresh candles were needed. So these might be your Christmas traditions, or they might be different than yours. People around the world in different countries have different Christmas traditions. But every day was not work. On Sundays, the family went to San Gabriel in the square while Padre Alvarez said the Mass. And all through the year, there were fiestas and holy days, which always began with a procession that wound through the village and ended in San Gabriel. It's beautiful. One day, close to Christmas, La Navidad, Padre Alvarez came to their casita, their little house. Ah, Senora Martinez, buenos dias, good day, Padre Alvarez said. I'm here to ask you about the blanket which covers the figure of the baby Jesus in the Christmas procession. We have used the same one for many years, and that is almost worn out. Because your weaving is so fine, I have come to ask if you would make a new one. Mi padre, Lucita's mother said. I would be honored, and Lucita will help me. Mi padre, my father. On Saturday, Lucita and Mama went to the market to buy the wool for the blanket. They chose the finest yarn they could. At home, Lucita helped Mama dye the wool the colors of the rainbow. Those colors will shine throughout the church, Papa said, as he watched Lucita and Mama string the yarn on the loom. Here they are at the market. And here they are stringing the yarn that they dyed on the loom. The loom is going to make the blanket. It's going to help them to weave the blanket. Whoops. As Christmas drew closer, everyone in the village was busy. All the mamas were making gifts to place at the manger of the baby Jesus in the church. The papas worked together putting up the manger scene in San Gabriel. Lucita and the other children went to the church for singing practice for the Christmas Eve procession, when everyone would walk to San Gabriel, singing and carrying candles. Once inside, Padre Alvarez would lay the figure of the baby Jesus in the manger, and the villagers would go up and place their gifts around it. Our gift will be the blanket for baby Jesus, Lucita told her friends. I'm helping Mama weave it. Remember, they're using the loom to weave the blanket for baby Jesus. One afternoon, a few days before Christmas, Lucita and the children were singing in the church when Senora Gomez came hurrying in. Lucita, you must come home. Your mama is sick, and your papa has taken her down to the town to see the doctor. You must take care of your brother and sister until your papa returns tonight. Lucita was frightened. Mama had never been sick before. That evening, Papa came in looking tired and worried. He drew Lucita close and said, Lucita, mi niña, your mama is ill. Your aunt, Tia Carmen, will take care of Mama until she is well. But I must go back to stay with Mama until I can bring her home. But it won't be until after Christmas. Senora Gomez will take care of you and Paco and Lupe while I am gone. She will come for you tomorrow. So Lucita must be worried that Mama is sick. The next afternoon, Lucita overheard two women talking. Lucita's mama is ill. She won't be able to finish the blanket for the procession. Isn't it a shame? See, yes, the other woman said. We are also disappointed. Padre Alvarez will have to use the old, worn-out one. When Lucita went home to feed Pepito and to get clothes for Paco, Lupe, and herself, she looked at the unfinished blanket on the loom. There she is, looking at the unfinished blanket on the loom. What do you think she's going to do? She took the unfinished blanket to Senora Gomez. Oh, Lucita, it is so tangled. There isn't time for me to fix it, Senora Gomez told her. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. Lucita started to cry. It was her fault. The blanket was ruined. Her family wouldn't have a gift to place at the manger of baby Jesus. Don't worry, Lucita. We will all go to the procession together. Lucita didn't say anything, but in her heart, she felt that she had ruined Christmas. There is the blanket all tangled up. Come, Paco. Come, Lupe. It is time to go to the procession. Senora Gomez called on Christmas Eve. Where is Lucita? She was nowhere to be found. Lucita was hiding. Why was she hiding? From the shadows, Lucita watched everyone gather for the procession. The candles were lit, the singing began, and the villagers walked to San Gabriel, carrying gifts to place at the manger. Lucita walked along in the darkness and watched the procession go into the church, followed by Padre Alvarez carrying baby Jesus. Little girl, are you Lucita? An old woman stood in the shadows nearby. See, Lucita answered, wondering who she was. I have a message for you. Your mama is going to be fine, and your papa will bring her home soon, so don't have to worry. Go into the church and celebrate Christmas with the others. Paco and Lupe are waiting for you. I can't, Lucita told her. I don't have a gift for the baby Jesus. Mama and I were weaving a beautiful blanket, but I couldn't finish it. I tried, but I only tangled it up. Aw, Lucita, any gift is beautiful because it was given, the old woman told her. Whatever you give, the baby Jesus will love because it comes from you. But what can I give now? Lucita said, looking around. Sorry. A patch of tall green weeds grew in a tangle nearby. Lucita rushed over it and picked an armful. Do you think these will be all right? Lucita turned to ask the old woman, but she was gone. Lucita walked into the church. It was blazing with candlelight, and the children were singing as she walked quietly down the aisle with a bundle of green weeds in her arms. What is Lucita carrying? A woman whispered. Why is she bringing weeds into the church? Another one murmured. Lucita reached the manger scene. She placed the green weeds around the stable. She lowered her head and she prayed. A hush fell over the church. Voices began to whisper, look at the weeds. Lucida opened her eyes and looked up. Each weed was tipped with a flaming red star. The manger glowed and shimmered as if lit by 100 candles. So were they weeds or were they something else? Remember the name of the book, The Legend of the Poinsettia. When everyone went outside the mass, all the clumps of tall green weeds throughout the whole town were shining with red stars. Lucida's simple gift had indeed become beautiful. And every Christmas to this day, the red stars shine on top of green branches in Mexico. The people call the plants La Flor de Nochebuena, the flower of the holy night, the poinsettia. There they are, beautiful.